Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. We're kind of in the middle of the day. Thank you for your attendance. Appreciate you taking some time out of your lunch to attend this webinar. Today we'll be talking about the Qlik Sense and how that fits into overall Qlik offering, and as well for existing customers, how they can potentially take advantage of it. Just before we start, a couple of housekeeping things. So if you all can stay muted during the presentation until we come to the question time, that would be appreciated. That's just to minimize the background noise. If you have any questions as we go along, by all means, start them in a question box or the chat box that you can see on your webinar gadget. And we will be dedicating some time at the end of the session to answer those questions. We recorded the session as well, so if we will upload that to the Professional Advantage YouTube and send you a link in case if you are interested in that. On our Professional Advantage website, there is a blog that is further expanding on differences between QlikView and Qlik Sense. That's for our existing customers that you might want to have a look at. It answers some commonly questions around what it is, what's the difference, what the different options, because obviously in the interest of time, we won't be able to drill down into the high level of details. The objective today is to introduce you to Qlik Sense, and basically we'll go from there. So let's get started. Just before we dive into the Qlik Sense discussion, let's start with just a quick mention of a couple of things that recently came out from the Gartner report that was published last month. So in February this year, Gartner has released a new business intelligence analytical platform report, which they announced that there is a market shift from IT-led enterprise reporting to the easy-to-use self-service platform. So they reported that the net new buying in the market these days, in the past year or so, is being dominated by the vendors that are focused on agility and ease of use for business users. That's coupled with the ability to govern deployments and promote responsible report creation, sharing, and use analytics within those platforms. Qlik has been a leader in this space for years, and it has again been featured in the top of leadership quadrant. This is a little bit of a new approach that Gartner has taken this year as well. So you might have noticed if you looked at that report, you can get, by the way, that report and copy of that from our website as well, that some of the vendors have dropped from the quadrant completely because they're not keeping up to the speed with the modern requirements and modern demands of the business intelligence these days. But also the others are not, the big vendors like SAP and SAS are not considered leaders in business intelligence anymore. But on that one side, another key thing that I find quite interesting that came out of this report is the recommendation by Gartner for organizations when they're looking at their business intelligence approach to approach it in a bimodal way, especially for organizations that already have some kind of business intelligence in place. In the majority of organizations these days, the IT professionals and business analysts are actually the keepers of the business intelligence. So what they do is they make business intelligence accessible for the rest of the users. This is a more of a traditional approach, and it's important because it is important to support the complex business intelligence requirements. It supports stability, it supports accuracy, however, does not address the need for speed and agility that is required through the data exploration and rapid prototyping, which is essential in today's environment. So there is a growing need these days to make the business intelligence and data available to every kind of users. So we hear every single day and we read in the news about these organizations that are using the data in a smart way and using the findings to innovate and improve their business. What they really have found is that to foster innovation and business optimization that is fueled by data analysis, business users must be able to ask questions. They must be able to test assumptions and flex the original context presented in traditional reports in dashboards. If they don't do that, they will be basically basing their decisions and their discovery on a single point of view, and they might miss some significant influences that have on their business results, but are not obviously represented by enterprise reports. So this is not a call, don't misunderstand me, to completely replace your traditional business enterprise reporting with a new and modern structure. This is more about Gartner recommendation and also our recommendation is to look to supplement your existing business intelligence platform with the new projects that are using the modern platform, so you can take advantage of the market innovations and at the same time foster collaboration between IT and the business users through an agile and iterative approach to the business intelligence solution development. This will result in a governed analytical content that is more widely adopted by the business users because they are going to be active participants in this development process. So over time as well, it is likely that you will find that your organization will reduce the reliance and size of their enterprise platform in a favor of those offering greater agility and deeper analytical insight. And this approach is what Gartner calls bimodal business intelligence. So business intelligence at the moment is in third wave. So this is what everyone's talking about, and this is actually ability to has a potential to reach analytics, to push analytics to the more users than ever before. So what we are going to be talking today is about the Qlik Sense, which is a platform that can actually enable that. It can enable everyone in your organization, if need be, to collect, analyze, visualize, and publish the data. However, while Qlik Sense itself is often referred to as a self-service visualization tool, which is correct, it is much more than that. It is a truly modern business intelligence platform that can address multiple usage scenarios, multiple ways that we might want to be actually applying the business intelligence platform to our business. Qlik Sense today supports 5 use cases: decentralized analysis and exploration for the individuals and the groups, which is often called self-service data visualization; centrally deployed analytics, guided analytics to multiple knowledge workers, and that is where it actually overlaps slightly with QlikView; analytics embedded in web and enterprise applications; custom built-in analytics application for internal and external use; and also pixel-perfect reporting, storytelling, and collaboration across the enterprise. Qlik Sense, what's important to understand that Qlik Sense delivers against all of these use cases on a single platform, a single user experience, which has a responsive mobile design, and also has a shared common data model and rich governance and security. So if you are a new customer and you are thinking, new customer to Qlik, and you are thinking to start your business intelligence journey, this is exactly, Qlik Sense is exactly the place where we would recommend you to start with. For existing QlikView customers, it's quite important to remember that QlikView is a part of overall Qlik offering. It is a proven platform, it is a product on its own, and it is a continue to be developed. With the current version of version 12 of QlikView, QlikView now runs on the same platform, on the same engine as Qlik Sense. So the future developments on the engine side of the things will benefit both products. So if you are an existing customer, you can continue your investment in QlikView. You can continue to expand on your guided analytics environment with confidence that it will be supported and it will be future developed and innovated on. If you find yourself that you also need to cover some other of these usage scenarios, you want to provide more of a drag and drop self-service capabilities for end users, you might need to embed analytics into your line of business applications or your internal website or external website, or you want to develop custom analytical applications, then you might think about extending your platform with the Qlik Sense. And because they're both running on the same platform, that extension is just a natural fit. It is just a plug and play. For the customers that are actually looking to build the custom applications by embedding Qlik in their applications, Qlik has a package the development capabilities under the QlikView analytical platform offering as well. So let me just pause in here just for a moment, because now I've rambled across and I mentioned quite a number of products and I'm talking about the platform, and I just want to make sure that we understand that Qlik platform does not necessarily mean the stack vendors platform. What I mean by that is that that doesn't mean if you want to implement the Qlik platform, it does not mean that you need layers and layers of infrastructure just to get a simple report or a simple dashboard up and running. With Qlik, you can start small with a simple use case and move to the others as you need them. At the same time, size-wise, you can start small. You can start with 5, 10, 15 users. And you can grow to the enterprise deployment to hundreds and thousands of users. So it is an extensible, scalable platform that you can actually just add and build it. It's very much like Legos, as opposed to that you have to put everything in place before you even get started. This is the big difference between the Qlik platform and those stack vendors platform, when you actually have to build all the layers before you can get started. So all Qlik products, and there is a more than one. I know that historically we've been used to just one, which was a QlikView for a long time. And in 2014, Qlik has released Qlik Sense, which they moved away from that single product into more of a platform business intelligence offering, where you can actually look at the different usage cases. All these products are actually designed to drive innovations through three main pillars: analytics, data, and a cloud. Analytics actually includes everything required to support guide analytics: self-service, data visualization, reporting, and collaboration between people. Data pillar includes everything around accessing connectivity to various data sources, enabling self-service data preparation through the smart loads and governed load, big data, and much more. And the cloud actually includes Qlik's offering to create and share the Qlik analytics with Qlik Sense Cloud. That's also available, but also setting up Qlik Sense in a managed cloud offering from the partners like Professional Advantage, or using the wider cloud ecosystem like Amazon services, and also the cloud-based value-add services like Qlik Data Market. So all of these three pillars are actually implemented in every single product and present in every single product that Qlik offers. And we do have more than one these days. Today we actually have about 5 different offerings, actually 6 with the Qlik Analytics platform that Qlik provides. Qlik Sense, which is a next generation analytical platform for self-service, visualization, guided and embedded analytics, which will allow you to move from that second wave of the business intelligence where the data is controlled more centrally to push it to everyone. You have a Qlik Sense Cloud, which allows the sharing, exploration, and creation of Qlik Sense apps in a cloud. QlikView, of course, which is a proven leading data discovery platform for guided analytics application. There is an Printing as well, which is a report generation distribution application for QlikView, and will also some of that functionality in the future will be present in Qlik Sense as well. And the Qlik Market, which is a new offering from Qlik, which is a subscription-based data offering or data as a service offering, which will allow access to a large variety of public or syndicated data sources directly from within the Qlik itself. All of these products, the main advantage of that, they are running on QlikView analytical platform, which consists of associative engine, APIs, and developer toolkits. And associative engine, it's really the thing that enables free exploration and look at the possible association of the data by the users without being constrained by pre-limited defined hierarchies and preconceived notions of how data should be related. So really, Qlik Sense these days, it's a modern platform that can cover all the different user scenarios, and you can pick and choose where you want to start based on your current situation, based on what you already have, and start supplementing your needs to address the gaps and build your modern business intelligence platform that will take you to the future. So let's have a look at the Qlik Sense and how that looks like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to introduce it to Qlik Sense in a context of a business scenario. Let me just restart my server. Got tired waiting. So I'm just at the moment playing a role of a financial director, give myself a promotion, and I'm on my way to a planning meeting, so I want to discuss performance and operational planning with my team. I'm going to use the Qlik Sense application here that is built for me, so that can actually help me understand what's happening in my business today. I can use this application quickly to make selections, test theories, and find different answers. Qlik Sense, as I mentioned before, it's a mobile application, so it is a really designed for me to use it across multiple devices. I can work just as easily with my workstation, my laptop, my tablet, or my smartphone. So if my screen changes slightly, as you can see, everything is dynamically resized, and this is the view that I might be able to see if I, for example, looking at this by the phone. So there is that transition and that smart resizing that is a part and embedded in a product itself. So now when I'm looking at my dashboard, nothing in Qlik Sense is really hard-coded. I'm able to start exploring some of the concepts that are here presented to me as a guided application. So at the moment we're looking at as a Qlik Sense that is covering a usage, the guided analytics side of the things, because someone has built stuff for me. But I'm not constrained to just look at the information that is on the screen. I might decide to have a look at the buy-sell channel. So maybe I can just focus on a direct channel and everything just changes there. Or I can focus on a product category section, etc. So I can actually start working, interacting with this application in a way to help me prepare for my meeting. So when I'm looking at this dashboard in here on my starting point, I noticed that overall my business is going quite well. I can see that my revenue, gross profit, and margin are all up compared to the last period, which is great. But I have also noticed that my variance to forecast is higher than I would like it to. And I would really like to run a streamlined business and to be more profitable. So that's something that I might want to address. At the same time, here on this chart in here, when I have a revenue by product category, I can actually see my best sellers. So I can see that home electronics and major appliances are one of my 2 best seller categories. The color coding on my chart is also smartly applied. So the colors are coded from blue to red, and the reddish the color is, it indicates the higher variance. So in this specific chart in here, I can straight away see that while my major appliances is one of my 2nd best seller, it is also contributed to the highest variance that is in my business. So I might want to click on it and drill down a little bit more to find out what product subcategories are part of that. And as I do this, I can now see that refrigerators are making the biggest contribution to that variance. Because I'm based in Australia, so I might want to just focus on my own region. And I can make my selection here on a drop-down list, but that's a little bit boring for me. I can also click on this map in here and just select Australia by lassoing this region using that capability as well. And this comes quite handy if I'm, for example, using a mobile device and I'm using a touch. So now that I'm actually focusing and zooming in to the Australia region, not only that I can see that the same concept applies, the refrigerators are all still the products that are actually contributing to the highest variance. Down here, I can also see that in the retail sector, it is where I need to improve the most. So now I actually want to go in and start taking a bit of a closer look, investigate this issue a little bit closer. I can move freely around my application any way I want. So I can just drop down the list of the dashboards and actually go directly to the variance analysis page to take a closer look. As I go to this page, you might also notice that as I move around, that the context of my selections is maintained. So I can look at the same scenario I started in my dashboard as I move through my application without having to reselect things and without having to look at the to change my scenario, but I can still look at the data from the different perspective. So in this view in here, I want to look at the sales by variance scatter by product. This looks a little bit small, so I might just pop up that chart and focus on it for a moment so I can take a closer look. So I can easily see in here that the French door product, refrigerators, French door products are the ones that are actually a clear outliner and contribute the most to this variance. So I can click on it to focus on it and again make a selection, and then I can accept that selection. And then just push back my selection back into my report. So now that I've done that, at the bottom here, everything is now filtered by major appliances. I'm looking at Australia, and I'm looking at the French door. I could easily move now to another page to take another look at the data from another perspective, and this time I'm looking at the demand planning and trying to find out people that are working with this type of products that are potentially planning the demand and not quite as efficient as I would like to. And again, the same way in here, I can easily identify that Maria, it requires a little bit of help in this respect while she's planning the demand for French door side of the products. If I want to take a closer look at all other demand planners within the major appliances, I can easily just deselect the specific product that I'm looking at. And now I can see that more than one person, Carly as well, might need some assistance as well. So as I'm moving along and utilizing my, my application to find my knowledge, this is something that I need to share with my team. So there is no value of me finding something, learning something, if I'm not sharing, collaborating. It is a limited value of it. So I can easily, if I right-click on any of the charts, you might have noticed as I was expanding the one just to take a closer look, I have another set of options in here. I can use this camera icon in here, and if I click on it, it will take a snapshot of my analysis at the time as I was looking at it, I was investigating it. Why would I take the snapshot? I can also, again, review the snapshots and actually see all the different snapshots that I have been taking in the past. So why would I use the snapshots? Well, the snapshots, there is no better way to actually convey your finding and convince people about some of the facts that you have discover than actually creating a story around it and creating some narrative around it. So with Qlik Sense, via the storylines, it does provide the ability to use this snapshot with the text, explanations, images, and visual effects to actually create a nice story where you can explain and convince people and make your point. So here I have a story that I had prepared earlier for my meeting that I actually that is taking advantage and using some of these snapshots and the text, as you can see, to convey my message. So this story does look like, if I move from a page to page, looks similar as a PowerPoint slides, which is what generally people do when they're preparing for a meetings. They will run some reports, they will take some copies, they will put them in a PowerPoint slides, put some text around it so they can actually run the presentation. Well, I can do that, and if you notice in here, if I point to this button in here, I can export this to the PowerPoint and take it with me, and that is in case if I am having a meeting somewhere where I'm offline and I not have an internet access. Because I'm in office and we're going to have an internet access, I will take advantage of the stories features in Qlik Sense, and I will run the meeting from the story features in here. Why I would do that? But at every meeting, as we are discussing things, there will be questions. People might challenge your finding, and you might want to actually go and convince them that your findings that you found are true. So if you are using the storyline within the Qlik Sense, you can always right-click on any of the snapshots that are part of your story, and you can go back to the source. By going back to the source, it will take me back using the same selections and same concepts at the time that I found my facts and at the time I took the snapshot. So I can have a look at that. I can then move to the next page. I can do some more investigation. So I can look at the refrigerators, for example, and we can have a discussions about French door, and we can actually find out that that's the mostly sold in New South Wales with the highest variance. And if you're looking at the customer segment, it's a customer segment silver, etc., etc. So while we have all the people that we want to convey the message in the same room, we can have this discussion, we can have collaboration, and at any point of time, I can go back and return to my story and continue my presentation. So this is the value of using the information online, using information live, and not being disconnected from your data as you are collaborating and working with people. So as I finish my meeting and I'm walking back, to the office, to my office, I might think, this is actually a pretty useful and pretty productive meeting that we had. But I think that people that are using this application might still benefit from some additional analysis that is not currently part of this application. So, in general environment, it would be me giving a call to IT or business analysts. We will have to have some discussions, and some future work would need to be performed, and a new report will have to be created. With Qlik Sense itself, I have ability to self-service, so I can actually go in and create my own analysis. I can just click on create a new sheet. I can give it a name, and off I go. So I can click edit. And once I click edit, I am presented with a master library of items that have been published to me by the business analyst and IT. So this is now, we're looking at that governed self-service. I have ability to choose some of the pre-existing, pre-published visualizations where I can just drag and drop things in and maybe quickly create my own arrangements of visualizations on a dashboard. So that's quite useful for people that don't want to actually develop anything, but they just want to rearrange things differently because they are interested in different points of view than what was originally presented. So I can do that. I'm just going to remove that. But at the same time, I can also create my own charts. And I can do so by using the dimensions and also the measures and calculations already provided for me. So I don't have to worry about where the data comes from, how it's all assembled, and how the gross profit percentage and margin percentage is actually calculated. It's all done for me. All I need to do is actually just start and creating my report. So let's just start with creating a simple table. I'm just going to drag and drop an object here on my table in here. And I'm on the right side. You see here I've got a set of properties that can guide me through adding the information as a master. So I can go and add a column. I'm going to add a dimension. So I'm looking at adding demand managers. I don't want to scroll to the large list of the fields, so I'm just going to say, so I'm doing the search for the managers, and I can get the list that matches my search. So I'm just going to pick up the finance demand manager as my dimension, and I might add two measures. I will add the revenue, and again, I'll just utilize my search. I have to scroll. I might format my revenue just to make it currency, just to make it look nicer. And what I also add is variance, because I want to look at the variance by demand managers as well. Okay, so now if I click OK, done, I can have a look at my report. I can look at my demand managers. I can, by just clicking on any of the columns, sort, ascending, descending. I look at this and I'm thinking, that's great, you know, it's a table. It's a little bit hard for me to find the patterns and outliners in a table. In a hindsight, maybe this should have been a scatter chart. No problem. I can go back to edit, go down to my visualizations, pick up a scatter plot chart, and just drag it on top of my existing visualization and just say it's converted. Okay, now it's easier for me to actually identify some of the outliners in there. So I might decide to add additional things like maybe we'll add a pivot table, or we can add a couple of more things in here. So again, if I add director, and maybe I still want to be able to drill down by demand manager, and then maybe I want to also look at the demand planner. I'll add, at this point of time, just revenue, for example, and let's just say, if I go add a sales here, for example, as well. So this is my just a rough outline of my pivot table. I can always obviously add a title in here, analysis, and if I click done. So now at the moment I'm looking at my finance directors by finance manager by the actual planner, and I see the and then by the year. So I can drill down and look at the information that way. I might decide that I actually want to look at the revenue by the year, so I can just drag and drop and make a split that way. Or if I might decide that I actually want to change my hierarchy, and I can just move things around and everything is just reorganized for me. Because the way that indexing engine that I mentioned at the beginning works, It does not require designers to predefine the hierarchies and actually tie down your analysis in a way that is for the performance reasons. The data is basically free-flowing and connected, and you can easily create your own hierarchies and move things around. How can I use this as well? I could potentially maybe pick Eric and then look at who's the demand. Stacy is the manager. But maybe instead of that, I actually want to look at the actual demand planners that are reporting to Eric. So you can start doing the analysis, you can play. So I can flex and look, flex this information and look at it from a different perspective. Now that when I'm happy with that, I can just clear all the selections, and I might think some people might like this. I might want to share this with the rest of my team. Again, Qlik Sense comes in a plan here. At the moment, the sheet demand analysis is under my sheet, and it's only available for me. No one else, even the people that have access to the application, can see it. Administrators can take control of it, and they can decide to maybe publish it as a base sheet and make it a part of the overall offering. But at the moment, no one else can see it. Based on my permissions, I have a right to publish and share. So I can right-click and click Publish. And as I do that, my sheet now is moved from my sheet to the community area, shared area. So there is still distinction between the analysis that is governed and provided by business analysts and published by content administrators versus the content that is being designed and shared by the users themselves. So now it's here, it says published by me. If you were looking at that, it will say published by Alzina, published by Bob, published by Ben, etc., etc. So you can actually see what's been published. And now at this point of time, my colleagues are able to go into this application and actually see this analysis. So on top of what's already been provided, they can take advantage and utilize what we've already seen as well. So only a few simple examples on how you can use Qlik Sense. There is much, much more in it. I encourage you to explore. There are lots of demos on the Qlik website. You can download the free Qlik Sense desktop as well from our website as well, just to get you started and have a look and see how that works. Qlik Sense itself comes with two main hubs or portals when you install it. The one that we're currently looking in here is the Qlik Sense Hub, where the users will come to look at their applications. As you can see here, they can be nicely and neatly organized in the different folders that are called streams. People can be assigned different rights and access or not have access to some of these streams and applications. And based who you are, you might be able or not able to see these folders. But it does provide you with a lot of features in here, so you can play with the data, you can explore it, you can work with it, but at the same time, it's essentially managed, it's essentially stored, and it's governed and secured by the IT and business analyst. So it's the best of both worlds. Okay, so that is pretty much all I really wanted to do during the demonstration. As you appreciated, there is a very short period of time. We can't go into the details. If you would like, so I do have an offer for people that have attended this webinar, because I know that within half an hour, 40 minutes, we can't possibly touch on all the important things, and everyone might have a different questions and different things. So if you are an existing customer and you would like to have a chat with us about how you can maximize your existing Qlik investment, how Qlik Sense potentially can fit into your environment, or even just to talk about what the future holds for QlikView, and should you upgrade to version 12 or not, quite happy to meet with you. It's a free session, a couple of hour session. We can discuss your requirements. We can do some demos, and we can actually help you come up with a plan to go forward. Just give us a call. If you are a new customer, new to Qlik, you're thinking about starting your BI implementation, you're even not sure what you might want to use, should you use a Qlik, again, quite happy to come and talk to you and spend some time to discuss what's the most relevant option for you to actually address your business challenges and your specific scenarios. So by all means, feel free, please take advantage of this offer, contact us, and we will organize a one-to-one chat where we can specifically tailor this conversation to your specific requirements, because as I said, while we're all similar and using the similar tools, our specific user scenarios, our specific requirements are quite different, and it's important that this great and powerful platform is tailored to your needs, because there is so much to it. It's quite important to use and pick and choose the important things that will provide the benefits for you as a business. Okay, so that is basically the main part of our presentation. I can't see any questions that have been added in through the chat. If you feel free to unmute yourself now as well, if you would like to pose a question directly, or if you want to type in under the chat or the questions as well, that's also okay. I will just give you a couple of a minute or so for people that are wanting to ask a question to come forward. Okay, I do have one here. So someone is asking, can I open my Qlik documents in Qlik Sense? Okay, so that's an interesting question. As I mentioned, from version 12, both Qlik Sense and Qlik are running on the same platform. What that really means is that the backend, the data modeling, the data extractions, and all the work that you've already done in Qlik can be reused in Qlik Sense. It's as simple as dropping it in Qlik Sense and reopening it. However, the front end is quite different. Qlik Sense is designed and developed on mobile HTML5 platform, while Qlik is still on an Ajax platform, so that you will have to redesign the front end, so the charts and visualizations. But the hard work generally, when you're implementing the business intelligence applications, is the majority of the work, 80% of the work is done with connecting to the various data sources, cleaning your data, connecting it all together and making it useful for analysis. That part you can definitely reuse. So you will have to redo about 20% of the work to make it run in Qlik Sense, but yes, you can definitely take advantage of it. And there is another one. Someone's asking, can I change my Qlik license to Qlik Sense? So that's for existing customers that are current on annual maintenance. That's a possibility. You can decide to convert all of your licenses or some of your Qlik licenses and implement Qlik Sense to extend your existing platform. The specific arrangements will have to be done by all means. If you're interested, contact us. We can facilitate that discussion. So that's definitely possible. So if you do find that you have invested in Qlik and the usage is dropping down, but you still want to keep the Qlik implementation because you have these complex business scenarios that are nicely met by Qlik guided applications, but you would also want to reuse some of the licenses that are not currently used to start introducing the self-service and analytics for everyone, that's definitely an option. So you can take advantage of your existing investment and actually get the best of both worlds by all means. Okay. Okay, so there are no more questions. Does anyone want to ask any questions over the phone? Okay, it does not appear so. Okay, well, thank you all then for attending this session. I hope you did find it informative. If we did not answer all your questions, or if you would like to have a one-to-one chat with us, feel free to contact us, give us a call, and we're quite happy to follow up on this discussion and maybe drill down into more details that is specifically relevant to you. All right, thank you all for coming. I will let you go then to enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you.